Hello, my friends, and welcome to the channel. I am Nicole and I live in India. And tonight I'm here with my very good friend Laurence.
Hello.
And we are going to watch a special remembrance video put together with by Palki Sharma with Vantage, remembering Ratan Tata. Now, we have lost really an incredible man on the 9th of October, and we are I think the entire country really is still in mourning, and this video will, help us to um, hopefully know a little bit more about him and remember him. Let's go ahead and take a look. If you haven't already, please do give me your like, please give me your subscribe, and let's go.
What is legacy? Is it your place on a Forbes list? Is it your name on a billboard? Or maybe government honors or awards? Sure, all of it counts, but legacy is a lot more than just that. It's how people remember you after you're gone, how they talk about you, how they narrate stories about you. And that is why Ratan Tata stood out. I'm sure you've read about what happened. Mr. Tata had been hospitalized for a medical checkup this week. And then last night, the news came in, Ratan Tata had passed away at the age of 86. What happened next rarely happens. The whole country came together. Politicians, athletes, actors, business leaders, all of them mourned Ratan Tata together. If you look at their messages, you will notice something. A few common words used to describe him: visionary, philanthropist, compassionate, and nationalist. It's a lot of heavy adjectives for one man, but Ratan Tata carried them with ease. Today, his last rites were held in Mumbai. The Maharashtra government had declared a day of mourning. They also ordered a state funeral for him. Just look at how many people turned up to pay their respects. That's the legacy I was talking about. Celebrities, politicians, ordinary citizens, all of them lined up for a final goodbye. It's a testament to his career, to what he did for his company and his country. So tonight we're looking at the life of India's most respected business leader, starting with his last name. Every child in India knows about Tata. It's a business conglomerate involved in just about everything: vehicles, food, hotels, weapons, software, you name it, Tata makes it. The group has 30 different companies, and their principal promoter is an entity called Tata Sons. Whoever leads Tata Sons is the top boss. That's who Ratan Tata was. But his journey there was interesting. Ratan Tata was born in 1937. By then, the company was a giant in Indian business. When he was 10 years old, his parents separated. After that, young Ratan lived with his grandmother. In 1962, he graduated from America's Cornell University. His subject was architecture. Apparently, Mr. Tata was taken in by the American West Coast. He wanted to settle down in Los Angeles. But fate had other plans. His grandmother convinced Ratan Tata to return to India. Not like he walked straight into the boardroom, though. He had to prove himself first. Back then, another legendary businessman was running the company. J.R.D. Tata, a distant relative of Ratan Tata. Apparently, there was hostility. J.R.D. was not initially fond of his to-be successor. He He was posted on the shop floor of Tata Steel and shuttled between departments. Things improved as JRD Tata became older. When he retired in 1991, Ratan Tata took over as chairperson. And what a time it was. India was starting to open up its economy. Free market policies were being rolled out, so Ratan Tata had his work cut out. He inherited a solid group of companies, but they lacked a common vision. In 1991, Tata was like a federation of different companies. Ratan Tata went about fixing that. During this time, he also announced a major goal: a homegrown car. He set up a new engineering team to design it. He was personally involved in creating the assembly line. Thus, in 1998, the Indica was born. His car project also revealed his compassionate side. I'll narrate a story for you. Ratan Tata visited the car factory one day. He saw that workers had to bend twice to assemble a part, and that meant bending some 600 times per day. Do you know what he did? He ordered a robot to be brought in. He said his workers cannot be doing such back-breaking work. That was Ratan Tata, the boss, always caring for his workers. By the turn of the 21st century, Ratan Tata had consolidated different Tata companies, so he eyed his next target, a foreign footprint. In the year 2000, he led the acquisition of Tetley Tea. In 2007, he bought steelmaker Chorus. And in 2008, he made his biggest splash. Tata Group bought Jaguar and Land Rover from Ford. Again, there's a story behind it. Tata's Indica was not a success at first, so Ratan Tata considered selling the auto business. Ford was keen on buying it, so Ratan Tata and his team flew out to Detroit. But the meeting went really bad. Apparently, the Ford CEO humiliated Ratan Tata. He said to him, "You don't know anything about it, so why did you start the passenger car division?" The deal never went through, but it lit a fire in Ratan Tata. He got his redemption years later. In 2008, the Great Recession had hurt Ford's business. They could not hold on to Jaguar and Land Rover. Enter Ratan Tata. He bought them off Ford for $2.3 billion. Basically, he bailed out the company that humiliated him. Of course, not all of this was seen positively. Some people questioned this acquisition spree. You see, Tata was taking loans to buy loss-making foreign companies. A lot of experts wondered why. But Ratan Tata proved them all wrong. He retired as chairman in 2012, and by then, 2/3 of Tata's revenue came from abroad. It was truly a multinational company. And that's his business legacy. He took Tata to the world, all the while keeping his feet on Indian soil. He tried to understand what the Indian consumer wanted. And that is why he made the Nano. It was supposed to be the cheapest passenger vehicle in the world, just about 1 lakh rupees for the base model. Again, his assumption was right. Indians did want a car of their own, but perhaps a bigger model would have worked better.
Yeah.
It's business at the end of the day. You win some, you lose some. And Ratan Tata won a lot more than he lost. But outside business, he only won. Ratan Tata became synonymous with philanthropy. He wasn't one for flashy cars or palatial houses. In fact, his Mumbai house did not even have guards. And he did not have to learn philanthropy. It's how he was brought up. The Tatas have always emphasized on giving back to the community. Listen to what their founder, Jamsetji Tata, said. The community is not just another stakeholder in business, but is in fact the very purpose of its existence. Ratan Tata lived by these words. You see, 66% of Tata Sons' equity was held by Tata Trusts. All that dividend money went straight to the trust, to charity. Under Ratan Tata's leadership, 10 cancer centers were set up in India, thousands of students got scholarships, and many universities received grants. When crisis struck, Ratan Tata was first to help. During the pandemic, Tata Trust donated $270 million to the relief effort, a huge sum for a single trust. When the 26/11 Mumbai attacks happened, Ratan Tata was personally affected. His Taj Hotel was among the targeted sites. Many of his employees and guests were killed. Ratan Tata paid lifelong salaries to the families of the slain staff, even built a memorial for them. A few years ago, he made a quiet trip to Pune. No cameras, no announcement, no fanfare. Do you know why? To meet a former employee who was ill. Imagine that, an 83-year-old man, one of the richest people with the most famous surname in India. driving down to see a former employee. It tells you a lot about who this man was, what he prioritized in life, how he treated his employees, and how he saw the world. You won't find Ratan Tata in the billionaires list, but walk around the streets of India, ask about a man named Ratan Tata, the replies will tell you his real wealth, respect, and adoration.
First Post decodes the U.S. election.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that is really the mark of a man or a woman. He didn't have to be a billionaire. I mean, he could have been, I think, right? If all of that money that, was put into a trust, if it had been just for him, I think he,
Hats off to his grandmother who convinced him to come back. I'm sure
Right.
it was
yeah,
very tough since he came back in the 60s.
Yeah.
Right. And managed to move his, to make his way into the high leadership only in the 90s.
yeah.
Must have been quite a journey also.
I think it would have been quite a journey. And imagine, I mean, we talk about brain drain now on, in regards to India and how so many young people go outside, not just to the US, but to Europe and other places. But imagine if he hadn't come back. Imagine what the loss would have been.
Yeah.
That's not tiny, it's huge. So, and we talk about in another video about the nano. I don't agree with Palki's assessment that a larger car would have been maybe a better choice. I think we believe that it was a marketing issue, that he marketed it as a cheap vehicle instead of what it really was, which was amazingly innovative. And I think that if that had been the case, then that would have been
a success.
So, but I think overall, he is an amazing man, and he is going to be missed and mourned by many for a very long time. So,
you have an expression in English. What is it? Walk the talk?
Talk the talk and walk the walk.
Walk the walk. Yeah, that's what he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did. Yeah. So a really great man. And he talked the talk and he walked the walk. Thank you so much for watching this reaction. If you have something you'd like to see, please put it in the comments. As always, we love you, and bye-bye.
Bye.